What you guys are about to see is my session with Krongsak Boranrat. He was a fighter from the Golden Age, and he's very well known for having beat Sagat 3 times, and he fought with a draw and a loss against Duuglas-Ittu during the height of his career. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to check out the rest of the library, check out the link in the description. We have almost 60 hours of training videos there, so enjoy. So Jangwa is rhythm. So after I've kicked, he wants me to immediately go back into my rhythm. This thing that he's having me do right here, so my front arm is pushing his opposite side shoulder, so it ends up blocking anything coming from his right side, but I'm also shoving him off on a point. His shoulder is a point where power would come from, so I'm interrupting his anything, really. If he knees, it's going to throw him off balance. If he tries to jab, it's stopping him on his shoulder, and again, I'm blocking on his right side. That push, he has me keep doing it. This is an element of his style that's actually really important.
Why are you orthodox?
It also keeps you within striking range. It's like you're using it as an antenna to stay in a certain range. See how he has me going low kick, high kick? This should look more or less the same to hide it. So you go low and then they anticipate the low one and you go high. But you have to understand where your feet are and where the distance of your opponent is in order to have those look similar. I love how he throws in those swats to make you block off of everything. I'm too heavy on my feet. That little hop up. See how he does that racer foot on his back leg? So, pak is to push. So, between things, he wants me to have rhythm, and he wants me to push him. So, there are fighters who use a teep to keep the opponent at the distance that they want them to be at. They kind of juggle them with a teep. He does that with his front arm on the shoulder. Sai is left, so he wants me to do the front teep, and then once he's moved back a little bit, I step forward and do the right teep, so it's like walking. There he's having me matador off a little bit. So instead of like going straight back or taking too much distance, I'm either pushing him at the distance I want him to be at or pivoting off. But you don't really take space by taking steps backwards. You're always angling to the side if you're going to kind of have someone coming at you. Otherwise, you're kind of pushing your opponent back. Tenkao means to like stab knee. So he wants me to knee and off of the knee pivot. Oh, look how pretty his back foot, that rudder. My turns are consistently a problem because I keep my ass back and I try to use this like power to turn people because they're bigger than me. When you watch him do it, I'm smaller, so he doesn't have to use a lot of power, but even someone his size, he wouldn't have to use strength because of the body position. So when someone shows, you can go back and look at when he turns, the body position he has so that his leg does the power for him as he does that turn. He wants me to jump, so Khao loi. Khao is to knee and loi is to float. So like a jumping knee cowboy. Look at... If you haven't seen the Sagat video, go back and watch Sagat, because he does that exact same jumping knee into the corner. There's this kind of like final move, like Mortal Kombat final move to the way they do these jumping knees into the corner. It's so awesome. So see how I keep backing up like crazy to give myself distance to do this knee? I should be shoving him backwards to create the distance that I need for that knee, as per his style. But see, now that front arm pushing his shoulder, that's protecting me against his knees as well. So it was protecting me against his punches, but it also works against lower body stuff by knocking him off balance. Sokap is sok is elbow, gap means back, so it's back elbow. So he's teaching me a different range than what we've been doing at the beginning of this round. At the beginning we were doing all kicks, and then he would occasionally swat at me so that I could use my blocks. But now I've worked my way in. Like, the opponent's more tired, so they're not going to be running backwards as well. And so as you stay closer, now these are blocks for close range. Hey, so what you guys just saw was my session with Krongsak Boranrat. You can watch the full session in the Muay Thai library. Link to that is in the description. And while you're there, you can check out tons of training videos from some of the best fighters that Thailand has to offer, including Sagat, including Dieselnoy, including amazing fighters in this long-form Preserve the Legacy project. So definitely check out the link in the description. I hope you guys like it and enjoy.